What's up everyone and welcome back to my channel. As you can see from the title, I'm going to be telling you how I got my SC-200. So first, let's get into what and who this certificate is for. The SC-200 is officially named the Microsoft Certified Security Operations Analyst Associate Cert. It is an intermediate cert that has to be renewed every 12 months and consists of 57 total questions with 1 to 2 case studies that may or may not be multiple choice. The cert is meant for Microsoft Security Operations Analysts who perform triage, respond to incidents, hunt for threat hunts by using threat intelligence, and use KQL for reporting, detections, and investigations. This cert only covers Microsoft products such as Defender for Cloud, Copilot, Microsoft Sentinel, and Microsoft XDR. Now, when I was going down the long path of trying to obtain the certification, I realized my usual methods and efforts for finding third-party study material were not giving me anything. I do have multiple CompTIA certs, and the study resources for CompTIA are abundant. But the SC-200 really only had like 3 main resources I could find that looked like they were worth it. The first one being the actual Microsoft study page. I'll make sure to link it below. That first resources is gonna be your main one. You should go through it as many times as you need. So the first resource I recommend getting access to is MeasureUp's practice exams. Unfortunately, this is a paid option. I tried finding free options, but I just did not have much luck with it. If anyone has better options, please mention them in the comments so that everyone can know. So MeasureUp gives you 164 questions with a mode that simulates the actual exam, or you want to be able to view the right answer as you take the quiz, that's also an option. And the questions are pretty well done. And another thing that just kind of came to me right now is that when you decide to buy the SC-200 ahead of time, they actually offer you a subscription to MeasureUp, but it costs more than if you just go to the main website yourself and buy it directly. I believe a direct purchase of MeasureUp is like $60. It has like a few options, different options. You want like, I guess like more accessories to study with, more resources that I don't really think you need. I think the quiz is enough. Instead of trying to buy it with the voucher, it's like $80, which is $20 more. The SC-200 is already $160 itself. So the practice questions from MeasureUp do mimic the exam pretty closely. I feel like some of the questions were almost even word for word, maybe like 1 or 2. And the explanations within MeasureUp are really in-depth and do not feel like they were just thrown out there, randomly or ChatGPT'd. So for me, as I went through it over and over again, it felt worth it. And I don't think I honestly would have passed without that type of practice quiz to help me like gauge of like where I'm missing, what I need to work on, all that extra stuff. So moving on to the third resource, which I would say is even more optional just because it is paid as well. And just puts you in one of the situations where you ask yourself, am I overstudying at this point? I ask myself that all the time. Am I falling into, tutorial purgatory? We're just learning, and it's just time to take the test and you're just wasting time doing too much and spending more than what is needed. But that's all on you. It's based on a personal preference and where do you think you stand. I personally always tend to do more than I need to because I hate to have to retake a test just because I failed by a few points or I just got lazy or my brain was just so tired. So the third resource is John Christopher's Udemy course. This is all visual with plenty of diagrams and great explanations, and he walks you through the same modules from the Microsoft overview page. The only downside to his course is that it's pretty long, 12 hours long, and I did feel like he might have missed quite a few things from the original material that I read. But overall, if you like visuals and you're not much of a reader, it could be a good option. And maybe worth it to you, but I want to reiterate that the first 2 resources should be enough to pass the Microsoft exam objectives page and MeasureUp. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like or subscribe. Studies show that you are more likely to pass your test if you do, so make sure to hit that like button. All right, peace.